We are joined by Victoria Coates, the former Deputy National Security Advisor to President Trump and Vice President of the Heritage Foundation's Institute for National Security and Foreign Policy.
Victoria, welcome. Good to see you. So Israel has said from the start that its goal was to destroy Hamas. You know, we're 2 years in. The terror group is still a threat. Do you think this new offensive can finally topple Hamas? And what do you see as the end game here, Victoria?
Well, John, Jenna, good to be with you. Yes, I think we are in an endgame state here. We've all seen those horrific videos of the emaciated hostages literally digging their own graves in these horrific terror tunnels underneath of Gaza. It's inhumane. It's disgusting. It has to end. And so I think that is what the Prime Minister is proposing here, that they've tried negotiation. They've tried various other offenses into Gaza. The Israelis control about 75% of Gaza. Hamas is largely disrupted, decimated, leadership removed. So I think they feel that with the clock running out on those 20 remaining living hostages, they want to try to go in. If they can rescue some of them, they desperately want to. But at the same time, you know, there aren't weeks and months anymore for them. So they may as well go in and try to put an end to Hamas and an end to the war.
Do you think Israel could be using the threat of this new offensive and gaining that other 25% of Gaza as a negotiating tactic in these ceasefire talks?
Well, it always could be. I think they're also serious about it. They feel like they've tried everything in the ceasefire talks. The United States and Israel have given Hamas every opportunity to do what is reasonable, what is best for the people of Gaza, however ironic that is. But, you know, Hamas are the ones who are deciding who's eating in Gaza these days. They're the ones who are starving the hostages. And, you know, there are record amounts of aid going in. Now, Hamas may pirate that aid, but Israel is doing everything possible to get humanitarian aid into the Strip. So that is all on Hamas. And I think, you know, a very strong message to our Qatari and Egyptian interlocutors that this is a new phase, that this isn't really a negotiation anymore. This is a do you wish to survive kind of offer on the part of Israel, in which case you're going to release those last 50 hostages, 20 living, and get this done, and then maybe you can live. And that's kind of the terms we're down to here.
Yeah, Victoria, so hostage families in Israel are urging leaders to focus on a deal and not another escalation. How much pressure is Netanyahu facing from within his own country right now?
Oh, this has been the case since literally the afternoon of October 7th, when it became clear that the Hamas had taken 231 hostages, that we had a massive hostage crisis on our hands that is now dragged on for, as you said, almost 2 years. These people have been suffering, and it's agonizing because, of course, you want to do everything possible to bring them home. I've met with the families. We've had some survivors here at Heritage. It does break your heart, and everybody desperately wants to get them back. But we had, under Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, for a year and a half of this, we had, you know, the American president really forgetting about the hostages, not making it a big push to get them back, kind of creating an equivalence between Hamas and Israel. So I think we lost a lot of time there. That is quite grievous, I'm sure, to all, but it is an impossible situation.
All right, Victoria Coates with the Heritage Foundation. We always appreciate it when you make time for us. Thank you, Victoria.